WWE 2K18 for the Nintendo Switch has been getting terrible scores and terrible reviews from YouTubers. Okay, YouTubers don't know anything about wrestling video games. They do not bleed wrestling. They did not grow up watching wrestling and watch hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of wrestling and study the sport and study the games that come from this sport like I have. I am the authority on wrestling games, not these other clowns. Let's see who's been talking negatively about WWE 2K18 for the Nintendo Switch, shall we? Ah, look, it's the trio of usual suspects, the three people who always make Switch videos because they love making Switch videos. First up, Exhibit A, Wood Hawker. Wood thinks that because he has long hair like HBK, that he is HBK. Look, Wood, you're not the Heartbreak Kid. You never broke my heart. I mean, except that one time. But that's besides the point. You're not HBK, because if you are HBK, I'm Triple H, I'm the King of Kings, and your opinion is invalid when it comes to wrestling games. Next, we have Bubba Ray Dudley's younger brother, Spawn Wave Media. Here comes Spawn Wave talking about wrestling games. Look, buddy, all because you look like Bubba Ray Dudley does not mean you are Bubba Ray Dudley. You've never been through a table. You've never put anyone through a table before. Your opinion is invalid, Spawn Wave Dudley. And the final suspect, the messy video game nerd himself, 8-Bit Eric. All because this dude looks exactly like Joey Spector, lives in the same town as Joey Spector, thinks he is professional wrestler Joey Spector. Guess what, buddy? I don't think you are Joey Spector. I think you have a twin brother who wrestles and you just like to, go off his fame from wrestling. You're not Joey Spector. You know nothing about wrestling. These three clowns have just been saying, this is the worst game. This game is so bad. Look, people, 2K has done this sort of stuff before. With NBA 2K18 on the Nintendo Switch, they didn't show any footage of it hardly right up until the release date. And what ended up happening? It was a fantastic game. Still one of my favorite third-party games on the Nintendo Switch. So I am sure this is all a massive overreaction and WWE 2K18 is a solid wrestling game. Right? One of the first things I like to do in a WWE game is create a wrestler. I love creating the old school ECW wrestlers. That was my favorite time in wrestling history, and I just love creating them and playing them in these games. So I decided to boot up Create a Wrestler and check out the Create a Wrestler mode and create one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, Stevie Richards. So we're gonna get into the Create a Wrestler mode first because I wanna see how good it is. I wanna see how good of a character I can make because I think I'm pretty creative and I'm pretty good. And one of the nice things about the Switch version is I could take it wherever I go. So I could sit back here, relax on the couch, and watch some television while I create my wrestler. All right, just put this here. Oh yeah, that looks good. Yep, looking good. Oh, this is like spot on, dude. Like I am so good at this. It's crazy how good I am at Create a Wrestler. Menu navigation's a little difficult, but that's okay, that's a minor thing, I'm sure. A little bit of slowdown and loading, but whatever. And perfect. Now that is a good looking Stevie Richards character.
Hey, RGT 85. Hey, Sean. Hey, Sean, it's Stevie Richards.
Oh my God, it's Stevie Richards, the king of swing, Stevie Night Heat, ECW original, WWE wrestler, WCW wrestler, TNA wrestler. The man's wrestled all over the world. One of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Stevie, what are you doing here, dude? I'm making a Create a Wrestler of you right now. It looks so good, too. It looks so lifelike. It's like you're in WWE 2K18.
Well, I just wanted to talk to you real quick about this Create a Wrestler character you made for me in WWE 2K18 on the Nintendo Switch. How do I put this? It sucks.
Okay, I mean, that's a little harsh. But I think it's a good groundwork. I think there's a lot to work on, maybe a little, but I think it's like a 9.7 out of 10 right now. I can get it up to a 10, but I think it's like a 9.7.
I mean, come on, Sean. This doesn't capture the essence of ECW's Dancing Stevie Richards or the leader of the Blue World Order, Big Stevie Cool, or even, without the ponytail, the leader of the Right to Censor, Steven Richards. I mean, let's not forget, it has so many gimmicks. all Stevie, all night, nothing but heat, Stevie night heat, even that. This doesn't measure up to any of that.
I mean, there's a little Big Stevie cool in there. Like, you know, it's got the shirt. I made that shirt. I had to make that shirt from scratch, dude. Like, there's not like a normal just midriff shirt. It has like holes in it, and there's no cut off jeans. Like, I don't understand why there's no cut off jeans, but there's no cut off jeans. So I kind of had to make these shorts that sort of look like, you know, the cut off jeans. But you know, it's not bad. I mean, you know, like it's okay.
No, I mean it's cool, Sean. I mean at least the game's good, right? Right?
Oh, come on, Stevie. I know you're a lifelong gamer. I know you've played these games. You love the Fire Pro games. You understand that the WWE games are pretty solid, and I'm sure this game is very solid. I'm sure this game is a lot of fun. It has to be, right? Right? Oh my God, it's so bad! What is going on? So WWE 2K18 is a wrestling game, I think, because the problem is you can't really wrestle in this game. Let's just start out with some of the basic things, shall we? Loading times. These loading times are astronomical, and everything runs at a very slow pace. What do I mean runs at a slow pace? Well, let's take a look at one of the entrances. This is in real time, folks. This is not slowed down for dramatic effect. This is not, oh, you know, RGT's just playing around with us. No, these entrances are like 5 frames per second. I'm not a big person when it comes to, you know, resolution and frames per second. As long as it's steady, consistent, and smooth, that's all that matters to me. But this is like slow motion. It's like you smoked like 50 blunts and now you're trying to play this game. It's mind-blowing how slow this goes. How do you not notice that the entrances are abysmally slow? Once you get into the ring, you think, well, maybe everything chippers up and maybe everything gets better. No, it doesn't. It really, truly doesn't. You start playing the game and you realize, this is very slow. And this is when you're playing on one-on-one mode. One-on-one mode is almost passable. It is almost playable, but there's still instances of slowdown. There's still instances where the announcers will just disappear. The crowd will just disappear. There'll be no crowd noise. The announcers will be like, oh, the crowd's going wild. And it's like, it's like, what is that noise? What is going on? Is there a demon inside of my Nintendo Switch? I understand I have Doom on the Switch, but I don't think the demon has actually taken over. I don't think Finn Balor is inside of my Nintendo Switch because, good Lord, this game is just demonically possessed. I don't understand how you don't notice basic things like animations for the entrances not working properly. How you don't notice that the announcers and the crowd noise just disappear randomly. It'll be Michael Cole will be like, hey, what do you think of this match? And then there'll be silence because nobody's there to answer them because they've been abducted into outer space. The game is just so broken. It is broken beyond belief. It makes Matt Hardy look sane. That's how broken this game is. Once you go above and beyond the one-on-one aspect of the game, it becomes absolutely unplayable. Absolutely unplayable. There is so much slowdown plaguing this game. It's like playing at just like a crawling rate. It's like NES games just done worse. And like, I've never seen frame rates this bad. And you know, you say to yourself, this is, you know, a WWE game. This is a wrestling game. It's based on fluidity. It's based on animations and stuff. But when you can't even control your character, you can't even dictate basic things in the match, it becomes virtually unplayable. I tried to play a game online and it was literally 5 seconds of input lag in a one-on-one match. I can't imagine doing more than one-on-one because this game cannot seem to handle anything beyond a one-on-one match at a decent, respectable rate. And I'm not even saying it's good one-on-one. I'm saying it's average. It's somewhat playable. That's like the crown pinnacle, the crown jewel of this game. It's somewhat playable. You sit there when you start a match and you hope, you pray that this match will be somewhat playable. But if you play anything above one-on-one, you can kiss that goodbye because it's not going to happen. Because once you get 6 people in the ring, I did a 6-man Hell in a Cell and it was so unplayable. I couldn't control anything. There was so much slowdown, so much lag. What other problems are there? Do a Royal Rumble match. Every time that somebody comes out, there's like a 3-second pause in the middle of the action so that it can load up their entrance music. You can't even hear it really. You can't even see their entrance. Why is it loading up? Do a Backstage Brawl. Look at this beautiful Backstage Brawl footage when the screen splits and there's 2 characters on the other side. That is literally 2 frames per second. You can count the frames with the naked eye in this. This is insanity. This is insanity. How do you release a game to the public and say, hey, here's your wrestling game. Sorry that it's been delayed. Oh, by the way, it's completely broken. We'll take your $60. I spent $60 on this game. I had to buy it digitally because I wanted to review it for you sadistic people. I wanted to show you guys what this game was about because you know what? I'm a wrestling fan. I like wrestling games. I played tons of wrestling games. I probably played just about every North American wrestling game ever released. The DS versions run better than this. Yes, they released SmackDown vs. Raw on the DS, and you know what? Although it had stupid touchscreen controls, it ran better than this. You want to play a portable wrestling game? Pick up a PSP and play one of the SmackDown vs. Raw games. They are a million times better than this. They're smooth frame rate. Everything works. Nothing disappears randomly. Nothing just fails on you randomly. And I know a lot of you people are sitting there saying, well, RGT 5, is it worse than Troll and I? Because you said that was the worst Nintendo Switch game. And you know what? I'm going to say yes, for one primary reason. Troll and I was a small game by a small development studio that released at $30. Sure, the game crashed a lot. I'll say that it's a terrible game. But you know what? When it was actually running, you could somewhat play it. There wasn't this insane controller lag. There wasn't this insane slowdown and frame rate issues. It has issues. It is a terrible game. Do not get me wrong. But it was a small studio game released at $30. This is a AAA release for the Nintendo Switch. A full third-party AAA release for the Nintendo Switch from 2K Studios. And you know what? 2K Studios knows how to make a good game because they gave us NBA 2K18, which is a phenomenal game. What happened here? How did you butcher this so bad? And the company that ported it is saying that, oh, we're going to do patches for the game. You can't patch this. This is beyond patchable. This is beyond playable. This is beyond enjoyable. This is the worst game on the Nintendo Switch. This is the worst game of 2018. This may be one of the worst games of all time. I might even put it up there with Virtual Highlight, which is my worst game of all time, because I would rather get attacked by a man-eating tree than play this WWE nonsense that you can't even play. You can't even enjoy a basic single match in this game because of the brokenness of it, because nothing works properly, because the frame rate is terrible, because this game was optimized poorly, and it's a disgrace that this game was released. And 2K, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed that this game released for the Switch. In closing, I realize some mistakes were made. I'd like to apologize to the following 3 people. Woodhawker from Beat 'em Ups, I think your hair is glorious, and you're a great friend. Spawnwave Media, you don't look like Bubba Ray Dudley. You're a very handsome young man. And of course, 8-Bit Eric, you are Joey Spector. I was just trolling you. But yeah, seriously, folks, this game is terrible. I can't believe how bad it was. I thought there was definitely some exaggerations, but after playing it for, a few hours, I realized that this is just beyond repair. It's a shame because I was really looking forward to this game. It looks like I'm gonna have to stick with PSP wrestling games for now. Maybe a patch can fix some of these issues, but it's just so bad. Like, I don't think it could be fixed. I don't think it could be saved. I'd like to give a huge, massive thank you to the King of Swing, Stevie Richards, for guest appearing in this video. It is an absolute honor to have him on the channel. I'm a big fan of his from the ECW days, even when he was in WCW and WWE, of course. I'm a big fan of his. Is a great guy, super cool guy. We've been talking for the past couple weeks. He has a channel on YouTube called Stevie Richards. I will have a link to it in the description. He does video game stuff, weight loss stuff, bodybuilding stuff, all sorts of stuff. Make sure you guys go sub him, check him out, let him know that I sent you over there because, like I said, he's an amazing dude, a super cool dude, and a dude I'm glad to call a friend. Thank you for checking out this video. Moral of the story, stay away from WWE 2K18. It is as bad as everyone has been saying it is. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, leave me your thoughts in the comments section down below, and I will catch you guys next time. Later.
RGT 85, RGT 85. RGT 85.